or it's just one Chris never uses.
Yeah, I like this.
I like this better than the 3-box where it's you on the left or me on the left, you on the right, and then Dave Richards, like, they put him like an inch from the
giant
camera.
head.
Yeah, just not his fault.
No.
Just like,
he's a handsome man, though.
And beautiful eyes.
Yeah, dreamy.
Dreamy eyes. I get lost in, like Debbie Gibson.
Yes.
I get lost in his eyes. Joining us right now from CBS Sports.
Not awkward.
Not awkward at all. Dave Richard. Good morning, David.
I always appreciate the present-day cultural references that you make.
Oh,
right on it.
D. Gibbs was great back in the day.
He was.
Yes.
The day was 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Jameer's grandma. I believe,
Yes.
as a matter of fact.
Also a fourth stick overall, maybe.
David, you know everything about fantasy football, and you hear from everyone on fantasy football. Are there still people that are doing a draft this weekend?
If there are, I don't know them.
I don't want to know them.
I don't know. I think it would be interesting to do a draft after 2 games. Does Dak Prescott's value tank based on what happened yesterday? Even though what happened to him happened to 6.8% of quarterbacks last year in fantasy football. Last night he played a full game. He didn't have a turnover. And he scored single-digit fantasy points. And the qualifier for that is 15 pass attempts.
Okay,
6.8 of the quarterbacks last year that played that threw at least 15 passes, didn't have a turnover, and scored single-digit fantasy points at 6.8%.
Well, on that note, at least from last night, Dave, I know the game's already done. So if people have, you would have already played your guys from that game, but it's one game. No one freaks out. But anything from that gave you any kind of fantasy different opinion on any? I know A.J. Brown didn't have a very big game, but just anything last night jump out to you?
I'm actually watching A.J. Brown's routes right now, and there's a bunch where it looks like he's laboring, and there's definitely some where he's not running at full speed, and it's by design. He probably wasn't the number one guy on the play, but I'm not ready to wave the white flag on him or Devontae Smith or George Pickens, because all 3 of those guys were drafted top 50-ish picks, and none of them came through for big games. These things happen. It's fantasy football. Dak isn't going to score single-digit fantasy points every single week of the season, but we know that, and everybody listening knows that, but not everybody in our league is listening right now. And so if there are people who are panicking over A.J. Brown, and I don't see enough evidence here to suggest that he's not the same player he once was, then I would try and trade him on the cheap. If you can somehow turn Javonte Williams and a wide receiver for A.J. Brown, you're doing better at fantasy than I would be able to do. There really isn't anything that I saw last night that changes my opinion on any player going into the year. So I guess that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, you would imagine this happens every year, but I know you're not trying to say that Javonte Williams' performance wasn't whatever last night, but do you expect there will be quite a few overreactions to his performance, or at least his points?
Well, morons might overpay for him in trade over the next 5 days, but short of that, if there's anything that we learned, it's that the Cowboys really do like Javonte. He played a ton of the snaps for them, over 80%. And he had roles that we thought he would have. Playing on third downs, he played every single third down snap. He worked at the goal line. He was successful at the goal line. He had a couple of runs that looked really good. He was playing with physicality. He looked a little bit better than the running back we saw at Denver last year. So, yeah, maybe people who drafted him, they got themselves a little bit of a bargain. But it doesn't mean that he's going to do this 2 touchdowns and 3.6 yards per carry. I think he averaged. Yeah. I don't know if that's happening every week. Well,
34 touchdowns ain't happening.
I don't think he's going to score 34 touchdowns, but the 3.6 yards per carry might happen every week, Dave.
I know people are going to get their lineup set for the weekend, but we do have another game tonight. I don't love the Friday night. I mean, it's kind of bizarre here with the game in Brazil happened last year, and there was a lot of points in that one, if I remember right, with Green Bay and Philly a year ago. What are your thoughts on guys to play tonight with the Chiefs and the Chargers?
I think all the usual suspects on both teams are worth going with. There's one guy who's never been a usual suspect. That's Omarion Hampton. He's the rookie running back for the Chargers. And I just think he's in such a great spot to get a lot of touches because Najee Harris didn't get a lot of practice time. We don't know how acclimated he is to the offense. And we know that Hampton looked great in training camp, looked good in the preseason, Coaches trust him. They named him a starter. So I could see Omarion Hampton having a good game and getting a lot more work than he would have if Najee never went to the fireworks party on July 4th and wound up being available right at the start of training camp for the Chargers. So that's one player that I know we're getting a lot of questions on. I don't mind Hampton as a number 2 running back this week.
So let's talk about Christian McCaffrey. Adam Schefter reporting, as many others did, that he showed up with he was limited due to a calf issue. Now, on the surface, it's like, okay, well, maybe they're just, whatever. But
it's McCaffrey.
And it's a McCaff issue. And I see what I did. And he's coming off Achilles soreness last year. And as any Tyrese Halliburton fan knows, calf issues a lot of times can connect to Achilles issues. So my question for you, David, is how magnifying glass now do you have Brian Robinson and or Isaac Guerrero, or are you waiting and seeing?
Robinson should be on a roster in every league already. That goes without saying, because even if this didn't happen, we can't look at Christian McCaffrey and say, oh, he's definitely going to play 17 games. I mean, there's enough of a track record with him, and he's 29 years old to realize that he might not be available for 17 games, but when he is available, he's awesome. And we thought he was healthy now, and he still could be.
Sure.
Just because you're limited in practice doesn't mean you're not going to play in the game. It just means you were limited in practice for a day. It's not like he didn't practice. We need to see what his availability is on Friday, whether or not he practices. It's very possible that he's limited again on Friday and questionable for the game. That'll make people freak out. If you're one of those people and you have Christian McCaffrey, you should absolutely either have Brian Robinson on your bench, have Isaac Guerrero on your bench, or have a running back later in the week 1 slate to go to in case Christian McCaffrey is unfortunately ruled out in week 1. And we just don't know yet. But there was something interesting. He was supposed to speak to the media after practice on Thursday. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
And usually players who are hurt don't talk to the media. So there could be a lot more to this than just, don't worry about it, he'll be fine. Like, we can't quite say that yet. And it would be really unfortunate if he pulls the football like Lucy does in Peanuts. If he does that the second year in a row in week 1, people are never going to trust Christian McCaffrey in fantasy ever again.
Yeah. Who do you like in that game, by the way, as far as plays with the Seahawks and the Niner game?
I definitely, I would love Christian McCaffrey. Pearsall to me is a high-end number 3 wide receiver. Everybody's going to start George Kittle. I'm a little nervous about Brock Purdy because I think that Seattle defense is better than they're given credit for. And Juwan Jennings, I'm just not really ready to start yet. We know that he hasn't had a lot of practice time with the team, and we know that he's coming back from an injury of his own. And then on the Seattle side, Ken Walker's healthy. You're starting him. You're starting Jackson Smith and Jigba. I wouldn't feel good about starting Cooper Kupp, but if you're in a pinch, you could. Darnold isn't a starter. I think both DSTs are okay. I do like the 49ers more than the Seahawks.
One last question, and we'll let the audience ask. Flex, PPR League, JSN, John Connor, or Marion Hampton?
John Connor?
John
Terminator?
God, Jimmy Connor. Yes.
James Bonner? Connor is who I would go with. I love the matchup for him against New Orleans. I think the Saints defense is going to be worse than they were last year. Does the name Brandon Staley ring a bell to either of you?
Yeah,
he's coordinating their defense. I don't really buy into him as a great defensive coordinator, and the talent isn't really that great all around. And Arizona wants to get off to a good start. If they do that, they're going to want to feed James Conner the football. I actually love the over on his carries in that game as well, if you're the betting type of person.
Where can people see you, hear you, talk to you? It's a big week 1. They're clamoring for you, David. Where can they do it at?
So speaking of betting, guys, I am part of a player prop show that is entering its 5th year, but it's going to be on cable for the very first time. So today at 1, 12, 11, 10 a.m. Pacific time, I believe you guys are off the air by then. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So that when you're done listening to Dave and Jason, go to CBS Sports Network and watch the Early Edge Player Prop Show. It'll be an hour of nonstop player prop talk on your television, not on your internet or your video screen on your iPhone or what have you, But of course, if fantasy is your thing, and let's face it, we all play fantasy, you're a loser if you don't. You go to YouTube, you search for Fantasy Football Today. We've already recorded both of our start and sit episodes. That's right. We do 2 of them every single week during the football season. And you can enjoy those and hear more about the 49ers and the Seahawks game on Sunday.
What a plug from the professional Dave Richard, CBS Sports. Nice win last weekend, by the way.
Oh, it was a great win. Great win. It was a great game
fun.
to be at, too, Dave.
Were you there?
Too bad you missed it. Of course.
Oh, well, I had almost as good a game. I was at USC and Missouri State. So, yeah.
Listen, great game for your team, too. We might be heading toward both teams being undefeated when they play each other. My son's going to that game at Doak Campbell.
Well, you just screwed us, Dave. Thanks for the jinx.
Yeah.
We're both losing this weekend.
We're playing Bethune-Cookman. We're not losing.
Ooh.
We'll see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend and good luck to all your teams.
If we lose this week, you can keep all the money you pay me for coming on.
There you go. Thank you. Have a great weekend, brother. That's Dave. That's Dave Richard from CBS Sports. We'll take a break.